Welcome, Kindred. This is going to be the dark moon wishes that I do on every dark moon, although I've managed to delete the last couple accidentally somehow, and I couldn't get them back, so I do apologise if one of your readings was in there. I hope that you'd kind of already taken note of that. So yeah, this dark moon that we are having is actually, for me, it's like the early hours of tomorrow morning, so it would be in, it's like at 2:57, like 3 o'clock in the morning for me, so for 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, that's like in 11 hours, so that's actually the time for the moon. So yeah, wherever you are, it's the same time, you know, across the world for everyone at the same time. So dark moon in Aries. What does that mean and what is the significance of it? So this is actually the best dark moon for kind of manifesting and setting intentions that we have for the entire year, because the dark moon is in Aries, and Aries is the first sign of the natural zodiac, and that energy is very much about kind of starting things. It's like having a whole new year. So those things that you kind of plan to do this year, if you haven't been putting those things into motion yet, or if perhaps sometimes what happens is that the things that we plan to do at the beginning of the year, we get to the spring and realise, actually, you know, those aren't what I actually want anymore, or that isn't where I want to take this year. So this is a really, really good, powerful time to start setting those new intentions of what is going to be happening for this whole astrological new year. So like from this moon in Aries all the way around to the new moon in Aries. And yeah, I said new moon there then, and I know I've explained this a little bit in other videos, but just in case, I call it dark moon when the moon kind of, oh hey Christy, thanks so much for popping in. It's always nice when there's more people here and I don't feel like I'm on my own talking to myself. Although I have been known to talk to myself as well. So yeah, the way I kind of see the moon cycles is that the dark moon is when the moon kind of disappears from the sky. Some people call this stage the balsamic, and I do still see that as kind of balsamic as well. Yeah. Yeah, I think we've probably got a few more things than that in common as well. But yeah, when the moon disappears, it is that kind of dark goddess time. It's the crone time. It's the time for the dark. And what is really good to do in the dark is to plant seeds. And so now is the time to be kind of like picking the seeds that you want to plant, ready for, usually for the month ahead. Oh, my phone's showing me low battery now, so that's really good, isn't it? I'll plug it in. But also for, sorry. That's better. Oh, if I've actually got it plugged in. Hopefully it won't die. So actually for this, because it's the Aries new moon, we can plant the seeds now for the entire astrological year, which is really, really cool. So yeah, that is good. Oh, hey Kirsten, thank you so much for popping in. That's really cool. I'm just fighting with my phone at the moment because it doesn't seem to be charging for some reason. Hopefully I can get it to work, but I may not. If I just suddenly go black, I'll have to go and run downstairs and get a charger. Yeah, don't know why that's suddenly happening now, but there we go. I have been filming actually some other videos today, so I have been using my phone quite a lot, and I thought it was charging while I was using it, but perhaps this charger has kind of died, and that is why it's not. And you would have thought, with Mercury going direct again this morning, that these kind of problems would be a thing of the past now. How was Mercury retrograde for you guys, or did you find it? I used to hate it when I was younger, but now I've kind of really settled into using the time for kind of like reflect and don't start anything new. So I don't find it too bad now. What about you guys? Yeah, I do still fight with it a little bit because you know, I do get sometimes that kind of communication breakdowns and stuff like that, emails going missing and things. Yeah, technology this time is so bad. Yeah, I think the picture's okay, but I keep getting a little thing flashing up saying that my phone is running low on battery, so we'll just try not to make it too long. I know for you guys in America, I think it is quite early in the morning. It's hard to kind of find a time. I wanted to be able to do it as close to the moon. Yeah, nor mine really. Especially because I have Gemini is my sun sign and my Libra is my rising. So I've got a lot of air going on there. And he, as my ruler as well, with my Gemini sun sign, it's like, yeah. I've got to try and just chill and relax and go with the flow. And I think once you do that and just don't try and do stuff, then... Oh, nice! Oh, that's cool, Kirsten. Okay, so it's not too bad for you. Hopefully, it's a good sort of time on a Sunday afternoon. My husband's taking the kids out for me, so I can do this. So we've got a little bit of peace and quiet actually. But it's not too. It's pretty grim out there at the moment. Although it looks quite bright actually in the picture, doesn't it? Hey, Joanne. Oh wow, I'm amazed you've managed to make it over because your time must be really. What time is it there with you? I actually filmed my VR just before doing this to the You as a Reader tarot tag, which I saw on Joanne's channel on Sacred Space Japan. Go and check out her channel. I'm sure probably everyone here already does already. But yeah, it was really fun actually. Whoa, yeah, so late. Yeah, late. My husband's band toured in Japan, oh, it's a couple of years ago now. And yeah, it's raining already here. But the times when we just couldn't find a good time that, you know, we could actually speak on the phone and stuff. So I knew that it was going to be quite late for you. This is only my second cup of tea of the day and I'm really, really enjoying it. So should we talk? Let's talk about Aries. Yeah, I feel like I'm permanently behind, Kirsten, on. There's just too many good videos to watch. But yeah, so Aries dark moon. Aries being the first sign of the zodiac, it's that kind of like almost like toddler energy, you know, it's like the world revolves around me. So it's a really good time to think about, you know, if you didn't have to take into consideration anybody else's thoughts or what they think of you, or, you know, if you've got dependents, if, you know, if just imagine that you didn't have all that, what would you do? Because that is what this Aries new moon is a really good time to really focus on yourself. And that's not a selfish thing to do. That is just like a kind of necessary part, and it really just plays into the energy of this moon cycle. So what is it that you want to do? And so write those things down. I do it in my, I got it here handy, my bullet journal, so it should be quite close around. I make like a spread for this, where I just draw around a candle or something, and then I write my wishes down in there. Some people like to kind of write their wishes and then burn them as if, like, you know, they've already manifested. It depends on kind of what your personal take on it is. But yeah, Aries is very much that kind of starting energy. And because it is the first moon in the cycle, like I said, yeah, self-care, definitely. And not, you know, it's not about being selfish. It is about self being important. So yeah, so that is really, really, really good. And I think I've put things now for the entire cycle, because this is the first dark moon of the year. So as well as planting seeds for this upcoming month, we're planting seeds for the entire astrological year, right, coming back around to this point. So think about what it is you want to kind of bring into existence in this whole year, and then also maybe things for the, you know, you can kind of hone it down to things for the month as well. So have a little think about that. Aries as well is very kind of like head orientated. It's that part of the body, head, sense organs and things like that as well. So it's also a really good time to like do sensory things for yourself as well, like have a massage, especially like an Indian head massage or something like that would be really, really lovely. Yeah, what else? It can sometimes you can kind of get the sniffles sometimes around here as well, because it is kind of that energy, and also it can disturb your sleep quite a lot as well. So if you have been having kind of disturbed sleep, like maybe if you Joanne, if you're still up this late, but sometimes your head's just kind of too buzzy, there's too much stuff kind of going, that energy is like fire, let's go. Tarot card wise, and I've been working with this a little bit more lately, the energy for now is the Emperor card, but also the 2, 3 and 4 of Wands. So is that kind of yeah, it's that kind of starting of a really powerful cycle, you know, and kind of getting things in order as well. So if you've like been, especially with it being spring, I know it's not in everywhere, every part of the world at the moment, but it's a really good time to be kind of like clearing things out, get rid of things you don't need and stuff like that as well. Yeah, a haircut, that would be really good as well. You know, like sometimes when they do the washing and stuff, although you do have to be careful. Well, it depends, you know, if you might think it's bonkers, but I make sure that there's certain days that I will have my hair cut on and there's days that I won't because of where the moon is on those particular days as well. So but yeah, things like that where your kind of head and things being played with, and that's lovely. Oh yeah, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I would love to have that at the moment. I used to work as a holistic therapist and used to do a lot more swap treatments with people, which was so lovely. But the last sort of couple of years, I haven't been doing it so much. That's something that I'm going to be focusing on definitely for this next year for me as well. Right, so let's do some cards. I thought what I normally do is, like I said, I don't know if you guys saw that. Yeah, it sounds so good, doesn't it? I deleted the last one. It depends on which moon day it is, Christy. So like you have to take the sign into consideration. You have to take the day of the moon into consideration as well. So like generally the waning moon is better for haircuts. But if it's in a certain sign, then sometimes that would like contraindicate it. So yeah, it's a little bit complicated. You can buy like almanacs and stuff which will give you that information as well. They also tell you like when's the best time for bloodletting and to have sex and things like that as well, you know, all those kind of useful useful things. So yeah, I deleted the last one accidentally because it said that it hadn't uploaded properly, so I was just like, oh, well, just delete that, and then realised that it had actually deleted the recording that had uploaded properly, so I don't know what happened there. But yeah, let's pull a card about the energy for this time. And then what I usually like to do is I'll take cards for you guys if you'd like one as well, to give you some kind of guidance of what's coming up on this particular astrological cycle. Or if you like, I could just ask what's coming up for the next month, you know, until the next dark moon. Oh, look, the Fool card jumped out. I'll keep that out and we'll choose one more as well. It's appropriate, even though it's a bit more of a gentle energy than the Emperor, the Fool card, because this is a very much like starting. Oh wow, okay. So this is what we've got. This is the Good Tarot, which I've only just had, so this is quite new for me. So what I'm getting from these cards is that this time is very much, you know, look at that. She is setting out on a journey. She's got her trumpet. She doesn't know what to expect. Doesn't look like she's packed all the appropriate things she needs. You don't feel prepared or ready for what is coming ahead. You know, we haven't had time to... Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? It's, you know, like... She does look foolish because, you know, you don't just set out into the unknown wearing a kind of organza dress, carrying a little horn, you know, that is not sensible. And that is definitely what this time is about. It is like being that I can conquer the world. I don't need to put too much thought into it. So like just splurge stuff off the top of your head. What would be good things for you to do this time? You know, just be like, yeah, this and this and this and this, and then you can kind of go back through and put a little bit more thought into it. This I see is relating to, like we were talking about, that this time is very much it can lead to not sleeping very well. It can lead to you know, it's a time where our thoughts can sometimes get the better of us because of that Aries kind of head energy. So yeah, those two cards together I think are very much definitely associated with this dark moon. Don't, you know, let's get out of our heads. Let's get out of our heads. Grab a horn and go walking somewhere that you've never been before. Let's go on that journey. How does that sound? I've got a couple of other decks here as well. Like I said, I've been filming a little bit this morning. Yeah, exactly. Just start afresh. Let's just go for it, you know. don't overthink it. That's what it's saying with that 4 of here as well. Don't overthink it. You don't have a horn? What self-respecting woman does not have a horn? Well, you're just going to have to go with your pink flamingo for pyjamas on then, aren't you? You're just going to have to get out there into the storm. Okay, so who would like a card or like I said, I've got a few other decks here as well. I have got an oracle. I've got Arwen's oracle somewhere. Oh, there you are. It's buried underneath all the rest of the crap on my desk. I've got Arwen's oracle here as well. So if you would like me to take a card for you, either for this dark moon cycle or for the whole astrological cycle. So yeah, so could maybe go for a journey in the car. Okay, would anybody like me to take a card for them? Oh, this tea's so good. I had this sweetheart tea in my macabre box last time, and it is so good. It's like kind of delicate but good. Okay, Joanne, so do you have a preference, tarot or oracle? If you do, let me know. I'm trying to like look at the chat and look at the thing at the same time. Okay, so we'll do Joanne's first. Okay, cool, oracle. So let's go. We're going to go in with Arwen's oracle, Secrets of the Mystic Grove. I love this deck. Have you got this? This is so... This is actually my daughter's favourite deck. She's only 8 and she absolutely loves it. Hey, yeah, that's no problem. You might have to remind me as we go through, okay, who's who, because I haven't quite figured out on my phone how to how to look back on the chat messages, which is a bit rubbish, but my laptop just doesn't want to cooperate today. So okay, so this is for Joanne. What is coming up for Joanne in this next astrological cycle? What new starts is she going to be making? What is coming up for her? Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. How does that look to you, Joanne? Serenity. See that bird and the flowers all around her? How peaceful. Compassion, acceptance, contentment. So what this is very much saying, well, it kind of definitely does just spell it out, which is one of the wonderful things about Oracle, is that it's great because it's like the opposite of that four of A, you know, is that kind of, yeah, getting rid of the worries and all the kind of like stupid little self-talk stuff, you know, the bits, the things where you sort of say, I can't do this and you shouldn't be doing this, and that's going to be gone, which is really cool, and you're going to be able to find that place of peace and serenity. And I think with that bird, obviously this is quite an airy card as well, with that bird in there as well. So I think that you might even get some good news, if that's not a bit too fortune tellery. But just that was my immediate thought looking at this, is that somebody's gonna, it's almost like having a little bird in your ear, you know, the talking that you're going to be getting to yourself. So maybe it's you giving the good news to yourself as well, but it is going to be that kind of messages of instead of giving yourself any kind of negative self-talk or talking yourself down, you're going to be able to find a way to talk nicely to yourself and encourage you to feel more peaceful and to get that serenity that you really, really want. Okay. Okay. So, Christy, I think you said next. Yeah. Yeah, it's like easy to talk about, but it's not so hard to do, is it? It's not so easy to do, I should say. It's easy to kind of say yes, this, but I see that as a really positive sign that you are going to find a way to do that. Okay, Christy, have you got a preference on Oracle? Okay, let's go for it. So, what is Christy going to be manifesting in this new astrological cycle? You're welcome, Joanne. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here with me. I really appreciate it. Okay. What have we got here? Okay. I love this card. unravel. And it says puzzle, conundrum, solution. And this is the sign that you are going to sort out. Well, what jumped into my head straight away then is that you're going to sort out what you actually want to do. As in, I think career-wise is what it comes to me, you know, like what you are going to do, who you're going to be in the world, what you're going to do. It's something you've been thinking about for a long time, and you know, you've kind of been trying a little bit of this, trying a little bit of that. But yes, poppies, black cat, look at all that imagery in there. These cards are so gorgeous, aren't they? So much in there. So you might have associations with poppies and black cat as well. For me, the poppies are kind of like remembrance as well. And the fact that she's got the poppies over her ears is almost like she's like... They turned out, so I feel like it's kind of like filtering. It's like you've been listening to things and filtering things through memories and through what people have been telling you about yourself, and you've kind of believed this, but now you've kind of turned them around and you're actually right, you know what, I'm going to use my own intuition, this high priestess sitting on my head here, and I'm going to figure it out. And she's doing cat's cradle there, look, with her hands as well. She's going to figure out, you're going to figure out what you are here on this planet to do. So a pretty major year coming up, and a really, really fantastic one. How does that sound? I love that card. Yeah, intuition, definitely. Listening to the intuition instead of listening to what other people are telling you. Listening to things from the past, not necessarily even people, you know, like things that also that we tell ourselves, that are old thoughts about ourselves. Okay, so Kirsten, I think you were next, and would you like, you're welcome Christy, would you like oracle or tarot? If you it doesn't matter, either is lovely. I've got a few different tarots here. I've got good tarot, like I said. I've also got shadowscapes and wild unknown are all sitting around me. Oracle, yeah. This deck is just so lovely. And so deep as well, you know. You can actually read it more like tarot, whereas sometimes with oracle it's a little bit more not superficial. I don't know, that's probably not fair, but this deck definitely reads deep for me, and it does give you a lot of intuitive hits as well. Okay, so what does Kirsten need to know? What is she going to be doing in this next astrological cycle? I love doing these readings. Ooh, and one's jumped out for you. Okay, secrets. Look at that fox. And poppies again, look. Those flowers of remembering, of pain from the past. And we've got the fox there. Underneath it says whisper, confidences, sharing. So what's coming up for you in this next year is that you are actually going to, you're going to feel more able to take people into your confidence. Like, it can be quite lonely sometimes when we feel like we've got a certain way of seeing the world, and the people around us don't necessarily understand the world the same way as we do. But I feel like this year you're going to find somebody who is on your wavelength, and who you're going to be able to actually talk to. And I think in real life, you know, not that this isn't real life, we're all actually alive, but you know, like an actual in-person person. Perhaps I think you might already know this person actually, but you don't realise that they feel the same way as you about lots of things. So don't be afraid. Oh, good. I'm glad that that's making sense to you. And don't be afraid to share those secrets, because they are, even though it's a fox, and sometimes people can have like negative associations with foxes, I never do. Foxes are for me a really positive symbol, you know, of somebody who is quick-witted, who would die to protect their family, you know, is somebody who is who's clever and able to be an equal to you on these things. Yeah, they're such gorgeous cards, aren't they? Beautiful. Yeah, the way she's holding her hands as well, it almost feels like, yeah, me too. It almost looks like she's praying almost as well. So I'm getting kind of mixed feelings about this card. Obviously foxes as well, very linked to Hermes, to Mercury, to messages as well. So perhaps it could also be a contact with deity as well. Yeah, opportunity, new opportunities. Thanks, Christy. Yeah, definitely. Because they are so adaptable, you know, they don't, like, if they can't find food in the forest anymore, then they'll come and get it from your house or from your dog bowl. They are so adaptable, so quick-witted, and they do take their chances. You know, take your chances. Don't feel like you have to hide the things inside. Just be ready to share. Yeah, I love that. Whisper though, you know, it's not a shout into the rooftops. It is a whisper. It's a close confidence. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so who was next? Somebody else popped up then, didn't they, as well, for a reading? Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that's what I do as well. I put them on my altar. Me and my daughter do it together now, which is lovely. Yeah, have you got this deck then, Kirsten, as well, yeah? Happy and Geeky House Witch. Oh, that is such a cool name. Have you got a channel? I haven't obviously found your channel before. I'll need to come over and find you. Happy and Geeky House Witch. So, Oracle or Tarot would you like? Okay, Oracle. Here we go. So what does... Oh, yeah, I bought it last year as well. Happy and Geeky House Witch. What is coming up for you in the next year? This astrological year. What are you bringing in? What is that Aries energy starting for you? Yeah. Okay. Contemplation. I haven't been doing the numerology on these either. Yeah, it's so good, isn't it? It's so good. But you can obviously do that as well, and you'll be able to do that, Kirsten, if you've got the deck. So reflections, ruminations, musings. So to me, it's kind of like this is a year for, it's going to be more about kind of, obviously, looking back on the things you've already achieved. Kind of more about taking stock and making plans, but not so much about forcing things into action. Like that tiger is there kind of coiled up and she's just resting against him gently. There's an awful lot of power there, really kind of raw, visceral power, but it is not pouncing into action. It's more about kind of gathering the resources, thinking about making longer term plans of kind of like what the next stage is going to be. This card for me is also like, it's kind of like the cocoon phase. Yeah, it's such a beautiful deck, and it's so reasonable as well. It's not expensive, Joanne, it's not. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense to you. Like perhaps you've been expending a lot of energy these last couple of years, like maybe bringing a business into being, and like doing a lot of things around the house and stuff as well, just getting everything kind of do, you know, like work, busy. And it seems like it's going to be a year much more about taking stock and thinking back on what it is that you've been doing up until now. And it's not about worry or regrets or anything like that. It's just kind of assessing the situation and deciding, right, what is going to be my next step? Where am I going to put? Yeah, I just was feeling that whole kind of like zoom, you know, so much energy. Which, you know, you are a very energetic and sort of buoyant person. You could use to kind of sweeping people along with your energy. But But it just might be time for you to just kind of reflect and maybe be a bit more mindful of the things that you are going to put your energy into, because if you choose and kind of narrow down that focus a little bit more, you'll be able to make progress rather than trying to spread yourself kind of quite thin over a lot of different spheres. I feel like this is saying choose. Think about it, reflect on what has been going on, and actually think, what are those things which are really important to me, and then, you know, you can be ready to unleash that kind of raw power, that energy, that kind of fiery, let's do this, into those spheres. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I think I've done a reading for everyone who wanted one. Is there anybody else who is here who would like one? The kind of numbers have been popping up and down, so I'm not exactly sure who is here. I'll be doing mine a bit later on, like I say, with my daughter. We'll do it this evening. I don't actually though. Oh, good. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here as well. I don't, with the timings of the putting your intentions, you know, getting that written down, or that real kind of clear intention, it's good to do it really kind of just after the time. I like to do it now. I'll be thinking about these things all the way until that first crescent appears, you know. So you're putting a few days worth of brewing and intention setting, especially for this moon, because this moon is so powerful. You know, it is really that kind of starting big bang type energy. Yeah. So I think that is pretty much it, and my phone didn't die, so that's pretty cool. I've got a few videos, like I said, that I've been filming today, so I'm going to hopefully edit them and manage to get a couple of them up fairly soon as well. So thank you so much for being here. It's so much more fun when there is people here. Warmest blessings, guys, warmest blessings, and I will see you very soon. Ooh, if I can figure out how to turn it off. This was always my problem last time as well.